Hello guys, welcome to this quick tutorial on basic animation, and it really is just a basic intro into animation to show you how the program works and hopefully show you some features. I do understand the beginning part is mainly used at Photoshop CS5 users because it's got the Puppet Warp tool, which is fantastic for animation, but fortunately Photoshop CS4 and below does not have this tool. So it's worth upgrading to CS5 just for this tool, to be honest with you. Okay, and first of all, we've got a background, which is going to be plain white. I'm going to keep this animation simple. I'm going to create a new layer, and I'll select the brush tool. And I don't want the Photoshop Guru's brush. Made that earlier. I'll set my little man, which I also made earlier. Right, and paint them in. Like that. Quite simple. Easy does it. I'll click that layer. Click Ctrl J. Grab the move tool, and let's make him jump up in the air a bit. And then, right, once we've got there, we're going to go to Edit, Puppet Warp. I love this tool. Few principles. Once you put a pin in, the more pins you put in, the more control you've got over the man. If you just have 2 pins in, whichever pin you actually click and drag, it will revolve around the other pin. So you've got that center point there. It will revolve without much change other than that one leg, because that's the only point your pins letting you actually change. So if you put more pins in, the more control you get. Straightforward. When you obviously load up the Puppet Warp, the first time you use it, it'll probably have the show mesh on. That's more for the real animators, but basic animation you don't need it, and it just gets in the way, to be honest with you. I put my mode as normal, so you get the fluidity of it. You can put it onto rigid, so it doesn't move so much. Basically, this will make it more like a snake. So I'm going to move this leg in the air. Move this leg in the air. And if he's skipping, he's going to be happy, so his arms are going to be in the air. Then you're going to apply that transformation. You're going to click Ctrl J again, duplicate the layer. Grab the move tool, move him down, turn off the underneath layer so it's easier to use. He's going to be a bit low there. Edit, Puppet Warp, put in your pins again. Obviously you need to be more accurate with more serious animations, but this is just for demo purposes. And I'm going to bring his legs back in. Let's make him wave. Okay. And apply a transformation. And then duplicate that layer again. And then go to Edit, Puppet Warp. I love Puppet Warp. It is probably one of the best tools in Photoshop. You can obviously do this using the Liquify filter, using freeze masks and everything with the earlier versions, but come on, how much easier can you get than this? Okay, obviously you didn't want that. Okay, and now I'm just going to create a new layer. This is a non-Puppet Warp tool. I choose my custom shapes because I know I've already got a speech bubble in here. I'm just going to move it. I'm going to set my brush tool because I've got preset brushes for everything. And say hello, photo, rasterize legs, it's a custom shape. Press the X key to change to white. D change it back to default colours. X key will swap the colours over. And I'm just going to paint that in there. Okay, so that's basically the frame rate gone. That's our frames in the layers, so now we need to animate it. We go to Window, Animation. When you bring it up, you might get that. It's very good, you can adjust the timelines like that, but I find it easy to do it just by frame. So the first frame, we want nothing, except for that guy there. I'm going to create a new frame. Ooh, no, turn him off. Start off with. Create a new frame, and I put that guy on. And I'll create a new frame. Turn that guy off. Turn that guy on. Create a new frame. Turn that guy off. But put that guy on. And I'm also going to put on Photoshop Guru. Create a new frame. Turn that guy off. Put that guy on. And I'll select these two frames. And just duplicate them a few times. Okay, that's it done. You see, at time at the moment, I've got each frame shown as 10 seconds. Obviously, you don't want that for a smooth animation. You're going to put it on. 0.2 is a good starting point. Let's see where that brings us. Press play. And you'll see there's our little man waving to the Photoshop gurus. So hello to you all. Some other examples I've done. I just did a man dancing earlier. Sexy. When I did this one, a bit longer, a lot more frames. But basically, whatever you have in one of these frames is what's going to portray as the animation. So the more frames you have, the smoother it's going to be. Just remember that. Okay. Another way of animating, the same principle, but without the puppet warp. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you do on your screen is going to be a frame as long as you've selected a new frame. So here, I've got the basketball on its own layer and the background layers there. I'm going to start the basketball off the screen, create a new layer, bring the move tool in, create a new layer, and each time I'll move the ball, I'll create a new frame. Just like that. And once you've gone through, that'll do for basic animation. It's just basically showing you principle that you can do anything you want, really. As long as each one of these squares are different, you're going to get a different animation each time. Okay, and select all layers. Put it on there, and select a time of 0.1 this time. It's a ball moving. I have to loop in. I'm going to have it on as forever, so it would be constant animation. And as you can see, that's the ball bouncing in and off just like that. Pretty impressive, I like it. Okay, now how do you get that as an animated image or a GIF file, as you'd say? You do. Bring it up and you can go to File, Save for Web and Devices. On here you can click Preview, just see what it looks like, and it will load it up. And you see that's way too fast on there. So what we're going to do is select all frames and just bring it up to 0.2. Press play before. Ooh. And then go to File, Save for Web and Devices, put on 300. Now if you want it for the forum, you're going to put the width as 150 and your maximum height will be 300, but I've got it to scale here. Click Save, put it on Desktop. Alright, give it a file name. close it down here. Then once you come onto your desktop, you'll see your Untitled. Bring it up. And that's your animation. And that will fit in as your avatar for the forum. Okay, and I hope you've enjoyed this week's challenge. Good luck and have a little play around. And I'd like to see what's going on with your animated world. Get creative.